video is going to be on the truth about frontals. So I literally just finished watching Brittany Lee's video on this and she was talking the truth. So I thought I'll add my little 2 pence in, because frontals have been very, very, very popular since like more so towards like 2016 upwards. I remember like back in the day when people used to get lace frontal wigs, and it kind of looked a hot mess because nobody knew about like these techniques that we know of today. But if you're thinking about getting a frontal wig or having a frontal done, whether it be a sew-in or wig or whatever, then I would suggest you continue watching this video, because there are some things that you need to know before you have your frontal installed. So grab a coffee, grab some biscuits, because I'm gonna be spilling the tea, okay? Okay, the first thing I want to get out of the way is the hair that I have on right now. This hair is from Asteria hair on Aliexpress, and so is the frontal. So the frontal, the bundles, everything is from Asteria hair from Aliexpress, and it was made into a wig for me by my stylist, Kelly. I'll leave all her details below. The styling video for this hair is either already up on my channel or will be coming soon, so look out for that. So the first thing I want to mention with lace frontals is the different types of lace frontals, because there's definitely such thing as a bad frontal, as in like a bad frontal when you get it. So once you first get your frontal, make sure you do, well, not even once you first get your frontal, make sure you do thorough research on the company that you're buying your frontal from. That will be very crucial in the appearance of your frontal after it's made by your stylist. So do thorough research, watch reviews, read about the company, look at pictures from real customers, do all of that, and make sure that whoever you're getting your frontal from is legit and the frontal is of good quality. And the way you can tell if a frontal is of good quality is a few things. I'm going to run them by you. Okay, so the first thing is definitely the density of the lace. Make sure the frontal that you buy has a very thin lace. The reason behind this is because if your lace frontal has a like thick lace, it's going to be really obvious once you put it on your head, and it's going to be really hard to blend it into your natural hairline, because you would see the lace. With any frontal you would see the lace. It is lace, you will detect it. If in real life someone wants to come really close to you, you can probably see the lace. You can probably even see the lace in this video because my camera is very HD. But you want to make sure that the density of the lace is thin. The thinner the better, because the thinner, the more natural it looks and the easier it is to blend into your hairline. Another thing you want to take into consideration is the dots on the lace. So like, you know, like basically where they've made the hairs on the lace frontals. Some lace frontals have big black dots, which are very hard to get rid of. Most of the time you can get rid of them by bleaching them. So you can bleach the knots, or that's what they're called, knots, not dots. So you can bleach the knots to make it look more natural, but some lace frontals have really, really thick knots, and it's kind of hard to bleach them and get rid of them. So you definitely want to know whether or not your lace frontal has really thick knots, because if it has really thick knots, then that's another thing that's going to hinder it from looking very natural. Another thing that's very key in having a natural looking lace frontal is definitely the color of the lace. Some frontals come looking really, really off, and by off I mean like grey, and that can be really hard to, that color can be really hard to get rid of, and it's also really hard for stylists to make look natural. Girl, I would just prevent that altogether and do your research. And one last thing I think is also very crucial in getting a good lace frontal is the density of the hair on the lace. You don't want to give your stylist like so much work to do, so the thicker the density of the hair on the lace, the harder it is for your stylist to make it look realistic, because there's so much plucking work that goes into it. So definitely make sure that the hair of the lace is quite, not thin, but like there's not so much hair on the lace, because it can get quite tedious. If you're doing your hair yourself, it can get quite tedious, or if a stylist is doing it, it can get tedious for them. Yeah, make sure that the hair on the frontal is a good density to work with. So my frontal, for example, my stylist explained to me that she didn't have a lot of trouble with this frontal because 1, the lace was thin, 2, the color was right, and 3, it wasn't too dense, so it was easier for her to pluck it. I would definitely recommend Asteria hair for frontals, because I've had, I think, 2 or 3 frontals from them and they've been really, really good so far. Now I'm going to move on to the things that I tell you about frontals. Okay, so if you're thinking of getting a lace frontal wig, I would suggest that you get it for a special occasion, or you have it done for a special occasion. So if, for example, it's your birthday, book to have your hair done on the day of your birthday, because the thing about frontals is once you have it done by your stylist on that day, it will look amazing. Like, it will look so, so nice. Everything will be on fleek baby hairs, everything will look really, really natural. But what happens after that is up to you. The aftercare of frontals is definitely very, very hard, and you have to kind of know what you're doing. I learnt along the way, and I basically watched what my stylist did and watched videos on YouTube. One person who's really, really good for frontals, if you're thinking about learning anything about frontals, is Sophiology here on YouTube. Check her out, her videos are amazing. Frontals, unlike closures, don't last as long. I would say if you look after your frontal, it could last up to 6 months. However, the longer you have your frontal for, the worse it will look, unfortunately. Because it's lace, it's just high maintenance, and because it's lace all the way around, it's really high maintenance. As you can see, my frontal right now has been plucked by my stylist, right? Eventually the hair on this lace would start to bald and fall off. So the more I wear it, the more I style it, the more the hair on the lace will fall off naturally, and the more it falls off, the more crazy it looks. So you don't want to end up with a bald frontal. So I would say if frontals are something that you like, I would say get a new one every few months, maybe every 4 to 6 months, because if you don't, it can look kind of crazy. You can have bald patches. So yeah, what they also don't tell you about frontals is that they can get quite dirty quite quickly. So I have to basically, after I take, so for example, if I take this wig off now, when I go to reapply it, I'll have to wash my frontal, wash the bundles, make sure everything is clean before I put it back on, because if I don't and I put it back on with like got to be residue, or I don't know, just product residue, it will look really, really bad. Today, I managed to get away with it. I actually didn't wash my frontal today because I just didn't have time. It didn't come out looking terrible, however, it definitely would have come out looking a lot better if I washed it. That's another thing to take into consideration with frontals. So yeah, those are just a few things I thought to share about frontals. If you have anything else to add, definitely leave it in the comment section below. Like I said, this frontal and the bundles will be in the description box if you want to get some yourself. This frontal is from Asteria hair, and the hair was coloured, bleach coloured, and made into a wig for me by Kelly Hair. I'll leave all her details down below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon in my next video. Bye!